Hi Pisces, happy birthday to those of you who celebrate in February, and this is your February 2022 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's a Celtic crossword as always, and also pulls some oracle cards and a Mudra card for you guys, where we're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology dice we have in front of us to get an idea of where your focus will be as far as that goes. So let's see what we get. Alright, so we have the North Node, and in February, the North Node is going to be in Taurus. Actually, it's going to be in Taurus for about the next 18 months. And for you guys, that's your house of communication, short distance travel, siblings. So there could definitely be some significance there. All right, we have Virgo, and that's your opposite sign of partnerships, relationships, contracts. So yeah, definitely could be some significance with that. And where'd that third one go? All right. We have 3, so the third house communication. So yeah, between that and what we were talking about with the North Node as well, looks like communication will be a significant theme for you guys this month. All right, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. In the main situation position, we have Judgment. So usually I view this as a Scorpio energy, and usually this represents things coming back around from the past. And of course, at the time of recording this, we actually have a Venus retrograde and the Mercury retrograde that just started as well, so would make sense if things were coming back around from the past for sure. But yeah, it looks like there's something now. Given that for you guys, Scorpio energy is your 9th house too. I feel like this is more of a higher learning type thing, more of a philosophical thing, integrating something that you've already experienced, but it might just be coming back up to the surface for you guys to look at again, and that could be due to the fact that you're going to have the South Node in Scorpio, so could definitely be bringing things up from 9 years, possibly even 18 years back. That's how far back this can go for some of you. All right, in the Challenger obstacle position, we have the King of Cups. So this is Scorpio energy here again. And yeah, that's what I'm primarily getting at. I feel like it's saying that there's something from your past that you haven't fully integrated yet that's actually going to be key to your overall growth. But for whatever reason, you might not have integrated it just yet. So I feel like this month that's going to be coming back up to the surface for you guys for your overall growth and improvement. All right, and the foundation position, we have the 2 of Cups. So this is Cancer energy here, which for you guys is your 5th house of romance, creativity. So, there could be a meeting of the minds there, maybe around a creative project. For some of you, possibly even around a romantic connection. But yeah, I feel like this is more of just a meeting of the minds. So it could just be as simple as maybe a conversation could be what sparks that judgment moment for you, right? Where maybe you just, through talking with someone, either you hear them say just the right thing or just naturally flows out in the communication between the two of you that might bring something up from your past that makes you look at it from a different perspective. And for some of you, this might have actually started at the time of recording this. We're basically under that full moon in Cancer energy, so could just be for some of you who watch this in February, it might have already happened for you, but that's what I see there. All right, in the past position, we have the Hierophant, which is Taurus energy, and 5 of Pentacles, also Taurus energy. So these 2 energies here representing Taurus, which is your house communication, 3rd house, and we mentioned a North Node thing there too. I feel like this is saying that there could have been some disappointments around communication, but for whatever reason, I feel like you didn't necessarily express yourself to this person or this group of people, right? So it could have just been something that you held back, possibly even because of an early upbringing, right? Maybe for whatever reason in your family, it wasn't encouraged for you to speak up around situations. So it could just be one of those types of things there. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing with that. For some of you, there could have been possibly around the workplace too. Like let's say if you're in a more traditional type of job, you might have felt like you weren't being compensated fairly, or maybe you felt like you didn't have the sick days you needed, for example, if you had to be out for whatever reason. But that's what I'm seeing with that. But for the majority of you, I feel like that all centers around communication, even if it isn't related to your work life. All right, present position, we have the Sun in reverse. So to me, this could just be pointing to a low energy cycle that you guys are in, and that's somewhat common anyway when you have the Sun moving through your 12th house. Obviously, as we get toward the end of February, we'll be in the sign of Pisces, so that might help but at least in the present, I can see why you might be feeling a bit low energy. But yeah, for some of you, it could just be because you're processing all this stuff coming back up from your past as well. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing with that. All right, in the near future position, we have the Nine of Wands. So this is actually Sagittarius energy here. So yeah, even though we didn't see a lot of finance things from those dice, it could possibly be around your finances as well, like I mentioned there with that job scenario. Yeah, it looks like you've put a lot of work toward the situation, but I feel like you might feel like it's a bit of a struggle, and you might start to doubt if you're ever going to get to the other side of that, right? So that's what I'm seeing with that. All right. In the position of your influence in a situation, we have the Six of Swords. So this is Aquarius energy here, which for you guys is your 12th house. So I feel like this is saying you might just take some time away to quiet your mind more than anything. So, maybe you'll actually take a physical trip somewhere to just clear your mind. But yeah, with this being 12th house energy for you guys, that's probably a lot of it, right? Like you might have had a lot of noise in your internal world, and now you're just like, okay, I need to step away. Again, so I feel like you do feel like there is something nudging at you to look at something from the past and integrate it and learn from it, but I feel like this month you're actually going to take the moves toward actually making it happen. All right, in the environment position, we have the King of Swords, Aquarius energy, and the Four of Pentacles, Capricorn energy. So yeah, for some of you, again, given that this is Aquarius energy for sure, it could just be pointing to as simple as the fact that we'll be in Aquarius energy for most of February, but I feel like this is saying that a lot of you might not necessarily be expressing this to your environment either. So I feel like this represents a bit of a closed off, detached type of energy, right? And with that Four of Pentacles, a lot of holding back there too. So yeah, could just be one of those things where whatever this is that you're going through, it might be a bit more of a solo journey for you guys because for whatever reason you might not feel comfortable expressing to people what it is that you're going through. Um, I'm not seeing any indicators that your environment gave you a reason to feel that way, but that's kind of what I'm feeling. So you might just feel, again, so like I said, for some of you, this could go back as far as 9, possibly even 18 years. So the people you interact with now might not have even known you back then, so they might have no idea that you've gone through a certain situation. So you're like, you know what? It would just be too much to even explain it to everyone, and let me just deal with it on my own. You know what I mean? Kind of the situation I'm seeing there. Now, if this is someone that you're dealing with, they could be pretty closed off right now too. So if that's what you're looking for, right? Like maybe you've been in a bit of a struggle within a connection, you might feel like they're a bit closed off too. And if that's the case, they could just be worried about their own security at this time. So they don't have much energy to give outside of that. All right. In the hopes or fears position, we have the Queen of Wands in reverse. So I'm going to assume this is a bit of a fear for you guys, given that it's in reverse. For some of you, it could just be you might fear that you're going to be able to get out there and take action. The Queen of Wands is a very energized type of energy, and we were talking about the Sun in reverse. So yeah, like I said, I do get the feeling that for some of you, this might feel like a slightly more heavy than usual period for this time of year for you guys. But part of that's the transits, and then like I mentioned with the Sun too being in your 12th house. So yeah, that's what I feel like. You have more of a fear there, and for some of you, this can be around finances. Maybe feeling like you won't have enough finances to do something that you want to do. That's what I see with that. And in the outcome position, we have the Death card. So more Scorpio energy here, and in this particular case, I actually see this as a pretty positive card, even though to a lot of people on the surface, they wouldn't see it that way. The reason why I say that is this Judgment energy. Given that we see more Scorpio energy in the challenge position, I feel like this is saying that whatever this is coming up because you needed to go through it, and that being in the challenge position showed me that you probably haven't learned from it fully yet. Like you haven't gotten the big picture of what it was all meant to teach you or where it's gotten you today, right? Like maybe sometimes you get to a certain point and you don't realize that maybe some more negative things that happened in your past might have been key to actually getting you in that direction. So it could just be one of those things regardless, where I feel like with this Death card, I feel like this is saying you're finally going to truly put it behind you this month, whatever it was. So this definitely looks like a positive in that regard. All right. And bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Cups. And this is actually Scorpio energy again here. So yeah, this can point to reconciliation energy, reconnecting with people from your past for sure. But here, given what we were talking about with the spread as a whole, I feel like this is more of you kind of reaching out to your inner child, and saying like, okay, let me put whatever this was from the past behind me for good now, right? And the good thing is, beneath that, we have the Fool card. So definitely represents the energy of a fresh start, right? Like, look how light the energy is there, especially compared to some of the cards we've had in the spread. So yeah, I feel like that's going to be the key. You guys are really going to, it might be a bit of an intense month in that regard, but I feel like it really is going to be one of those things that propels you forward in a pretty positive way. And the good thing is, beneath that too, we see the Star card. So this is the card that's after the Tower in the Major Arcana, and always to me represents a course correction. So yeah, it looks like whatever this is, don't get me wrong, I do see it does look like it might be a little heavy for some of you guys, but it looks like this is really going to clear the way for you guys moving forward, which is pretty awesome. So, it looks like you might have to write it out, but it looks like it's definitely going to be a positive in the long run. All right, moving on to your 4 agreements cards. We have always do your best. There's the artwork, and it says take your life and enjoy it. All right, so there on the card it says you are alive, so take your life and enjoy it. You were born with the right to be happy, to love, and to share your love. Just to be, to take a risk and enjoy your life is all that matters. So pretty positive message there. Now, to be fair, like I said, given what I'm seeing here, it looks like you might not be in that energy just yet, right? The Sun in reverse, the Six of Swords. But I feel like this is saying that you will be able to get there when you're done integrating that stuff that we talked about. So maybe even as we get toward the end of February, when we get into Pisces season, it might be when you finally start to feel the energy. But yeah, it looks like you're definitely going to be moving in a positive direction. Wisdom of the Oracle. Excuse me, we have time to go. There's the artwork. There we go. All right, it keeps getting blurry, but there we go. And the number's 45. So let's see what this has to say. But interestingly enough, just seeing that imagery and what we were talking about there too, it looks like this is saying that for whatever reason, and it could just be as simple as, like I said, the South Node coming into Scorpio for you guys. That could just be what's finally helping you see things from a different perspective in a positive way regarding the past. Okay, it says endings, completion, walking away from something because there is nothing else to learn or experience. The Oracle's message: you are at the end of one journey and have not yet begun the next. This is the moment to bless your experience thus far. Take stock of what you've learned. It's time to move on to new experiences and a new way of being. There is nothing left for you to do, be, or experience in your present circumstances. Take the risk and move on, even if you need to be in transition for a time. Your destiny is calling you. So yeah, pretty positive message there, and hopefully that resonates with all the stuff we talked about in the main spread for you. The relationship message says it's over, or at the very least, the form this relationship has taken is no longer of service to you or the other person. This is a time of letting go, of knowing that the journey has come to its conclusion. That doesn't mean anything is lost. Although this card could speak to a breakup, drifting apart, or the end of a soul contract, it is more about release than destruction. Remember the saying, if you love something, let it go. If it comes back, it's yours. If not, it never was. Endings are always a sign of new beginnings. If you want something deeper, walk away. So definitely an interesting message there. Again, I didn't get a huge one-to-one relationship vibe here. This seems a lot deeper than just that, but hope it resonated with those of you who wanted that insight. The prosperity message says, this message is clear. The path you've been on with your work, creative projects, and business alliances have come to an end. You will not find the success you desire by continuing with what is now in front of you. This is an auspicious sign because there is no choice that will benefit you other than risking stepping into the unknown. It is time to walk towards something new. This card also pertains to the more neutral concept of completion. You've finished your task and can rest assured that this ending will open up a powerful new avenue of opportunity, even better than any you can imagine. You have done all you can. Now trusted spirit keeps the plan moving forward. Fortune requires you to conclude this chapter of your life, and remember that when you close one door, another opens. So yeah, that seems to align with what we were talking about there too. when it talked about the completions, where, like I said, the judgment, something seems to come back up, and then that death card to me represents you guys finally putting it behind you for sure. So hopefully that resonated as well. And lastly, we have a mudra for you guys. So this is your mudra here. It's the Kilaka mudra, and the keyword for it is union. All right, and let's see if we get it to focus. All right, there we go. So under benefits, it says tonifies the water element in the body, improves the function of the kidneys, bladder, and sexual glands, fosters a sense of emotional safety and comfort around intimacy and sexuality, can also be used as a devotional gesture to express or evoke the union of masculine and feminine. So if that sounds like a mudra you think would be beneficial for you guys, I will put the name of it in the description of the video as always. Once again, happy early birthday to those of you who celebrate in February. I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.